Race day today.
Over the past 3 months, I've been training to run my first ever marathon. Here is my reflection and some highlights from the race.
Walking down to the start line now. Didn't get much sleep, but it's alright, trying to focus on a bit of positive self-talk for the whole day, hopefully.
It was a buzzing morning and I got to the start at around 6:20. This, however, turned out to be a massive mistake and I feel like I picked the longest porta potty line as I waited over 45 minutes. The marathon was well underway and with my heart already pounding, I met up with Matt, who was kind enough to wait. I spent the past 3 months training for today, and as we were approaching the starting line, I was feeling a mix of eagerness, anxiousness, and excitement.
Sydney Mara 2023, let's get done.
Anyone that ran the Mara knew that it was going to be quite a hot day, and even by the time we started, it was relatively warm.
Harbour Bridge.
Beautiful weather.
The first kilometers went by in a blur of exhilaration.
Harbour Bridge behind us now.
Having never run an official half mara or distance run in my life, it was a bit of a surreal experience watching Sydney completely pause for the morning with 17,000 marathon runners all trying to reach
So
the
fun.
finish line. The energy from the crowd and runners ushered me through Pyrmont, and although it was quite tight around here, I was weaving through people and keeping a quick pace of 5:20.
Tight around here. Heaps of people.
This part of the race was euphoric and I felt great, although I probably knew that I set out a bit too fast.
Feeling good. Have to keep steady. And it's gonna get hard later. Around 5:20 pace. Pretty good. A bit quick at the moment. It's gonna get harder. Still a bit fast. Probably need to ease it off a bit. Need to run my own race. Feeling good.
Heading into Darling Harbour at the 10k mark, I was still feeling fresh, however I was definitely aware that I'd pushed the pace a bit too much.
Steady, steady. Maddie's right there. Last mile way too quick. Way too quick, need to slow it down. 4:53 last kilometre. Need to slow it down a bit. Keep it easy. Getting hot. I think we're at 12 Ks. Got Bat up with Batty. Let's go. Just past the 12k mark.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Bonk ready.
Bonk ready. Big time. Too fast. It's heating up. Heating up. Right in the sun. So warm.
The moment we cleared the building at Barangaroo, I could suddenly feel the heat searing down and knew it was going to be a long battle ahead.
Run this multiple times.
Still, I was in love with the energy from the crowd, entertainment, and the scenic route.
Upgrade. Feeling it slightly now. Not too bad, but need to keep it easy. Keep the feet off the throttle for a bit. We're going uphill.
At the 15km mark, it was the start of a 50-meter elevation climb uphill.
Just hit 15 kilometers. Uphill now. Uphill battle. Slow the pace. Missed the water stop. Damn it. Now I'm going uphill. It's gonna be tough.
I missed a pretty crucial water station here, which wasn't ideal, but was still feeling quite fine.
Kilometers. Getting tougher. Getting tougher.
It was crazy to run past the eventual winner of the Sydney Marathon, who, when I was at the 17k mark, was already at the 37k mark.
Heading up Oxford Street. Getting hot and hard.
There were more hills running up towards the 18k mark, and at this point I was starting to feel the strain, slowing the pace to around 550.
Getting up. Smiling day. Let's go, Maddie. Okay. Doing well. Halfway physically, but not mentally. It's just gonna get harder here. Keep it steady. Let's go.
My mindset was still very positive, and passing halfway, I put on my sunnies as the sun was completely beaming down now, and I wanted to enter a bit of a mental bubble. I had enjoyed the half marathon so far, but I knew that the mental and physical battle was yet to come. As I entered Centennial Park, my energy was decreasing fast.
You're about to witness my slow mental deterioration. Let's go. Getting back on pace. Just saw Goop, which is a nice boost.
I had little bursts of energy seeing my friends run by, but at the 27k mark, the exhaustion and heat was taking a big toll on me. Even having just passed the water stations, all I was craving was more water. My 540 pace had been steady, but I wasn't sure how much longer I could hold it.
Massive brain fog. Hurting. Ah, come on, focus on positive. Oh my god. I'm hurting hard. Walking.
Centennial Park felt like a never-ending black hole, and with very little shade protection, it just completely drained me.
Really hurting. But thank you for all my friends. Family came out. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's pick it up now. Let's go.
Coming out of the park at the 33km mark, which is the longest distance I'd ever run in my life, I was in a pretty bad shape physically. I was still trotting along, but I was starting to feel lightheaded and had a tingling sensation. With each step, I could feel my pace slowing. At the 34km mark, it hit me like a train.
Hit the wall pretty badly, 8k's out. Far out. Oh, it's horrible. Everything feels tingly.
My energy levels plummeted and every step became a struggle. I had hit the wall 8km out.
But my legs just aren't turning over.
Mentally, this point was the hardest for me as the finish line felt so impossibly distant and I had so little energy.
Really tough.
I was starting to get a bit anxious as there was a chance that with the sustained heat, I might not even reach the finish
So
line.
much fun, eh?
Nevertheless, I focused on progressing forward and enjoying the overall experience.
Like, I feel fine, I look fine, but my legs just seizing up. Literally just can't turn them over. It's ridiculous. It's so painful, man. So painful.
My slow jog resorted to a walk as I tried to conserve and regenerate energy to carry myself through. At 35 kilometers, the dreaded cramp started. I'd never experienced any cramping whilst training, so this experience was new and extremely unpleasant. My legs were aching and felt like at any moment they could seize up. I came to a disappointing realization that my time goal of sub 4 had slipped away. Each step was a battle against my cramping muscles, and whilst the heat was relentless, the water stations were my refuge. I gulped down cups of water to help wash down my gels, which I'd hoped would ease the electrolyte imbalance in my body.
I can't walk, my calves are just, every step is just seizing. Brutal. The water is so needed. Just keeping it easy. Just keeping it home, come on.
Still, I focused on persisting forward and enjoying the moment.
This is Sydney Marathon, come on. First one. Loving it. The niggles and the legs. Just about to seize up. Oh shit. There we go.
It was a bit frustrating watching paces and people pass by, but I physically could not turn my legs over. It was all downhill from here, but unfortunately, the tightness in my legs didn't allow me to capitalize a larger stride. Heading into Miss Macquarie's chair at 38 Ks, All I was focused on was completing the race.
I miss Macquarie's chair. It's cramping bad. Still smiling.
I continued to put one foot in front of the other with a mixture of a walk and slow jog. The heat and distance was stressing on my body, and I was happy to stop for multiple water breaks. These kilometers felt like an eternity. Exiting out of the loop and onto the final downhill effort, I searched for any remaining effort to bring me home.
Home stretch. Let's bring it home.
The spectators along the route and camaraderie from fellow runners carried me across the last kilometer. This was the longest 1 kilometer run of my life. As I neared the final stretch, the finish line came into view. It was still a painful distance away, but it represented a beacon of accomplishment. I summoned every last ounce of strength for a final push and crossed the finish line with a time of 4 hours and 28 minutes. Crossing the finish line was a mixture of relief and pride. I was so happy to finish the race, a bit disappointed by the time, but proud of my overall effort and experience. I accepted my finisher's medal and stumbled to sit down and enjoy a nice cold bottle of water in the shade.
Finished. Got a banana and a shirt. Woo. Wow. So amazing. So tough. Tough conditions.
That last clip cut out, but it's been a bit since the marathon, so I guess I just want to share some quick thoughts and a bit of a reflection. Unfortunately, I didn't hit my time goal, but I think I definitely learnt a thing or two throughout the whole process. For next time, I probably need more than 1 hour's sleep before the race. I think physically and mentally I was already a bit exhausted before the race even begun, so that's something that I could improve on. This seems like it was a general issue for everyone on the day, but the toilet fiasco at the beginning was just horrible. I probably should have got to the beginning a bit earlier. The whole time when I was waiting in the bathroom line, I was getting quite stressed, and I didn't think to stretch or warm up. And basically when I got out, I had to run straight onto the course, so my heart rate was already quite high. It also didn't help because the later we started meant the longer that we're going to be in the hotter conditions. It got up to 28 degrees in the second half of the race, and by then I was pretty much destroyed. I probably should have had the discipline to run a bit slower at the beginning, conserve my energy, and keep my heart rate low and steady. But I think I was having too much of a good time, so I don't really regret that. I'm pretty happy with the way that my nutrition plan went. I took my gels when I was supposed to, and I pretty much stopped at every water stop to get some water. However, I still ended up cramping, so I guess I should have taken more gels or some salt pills. If anyone has any suggestions, I'm all ears. I'm not too sure how to prevent cramping, but I think that just comes back to my training block and increasing my mileage over the training block. Going from couch to marathon in 6 months was a really great experience. I think if you told me at the beginning of the year that I was going to run a marathon, I probably wouldn't have believed you. In fact, I pretty much shunned the marathon. Like, why would anyone want to put their body through all that pain? But I think that whole experience of planning, prepping, training, and finally crossing the line at the marathon was awesome and an experience which I really enjoyed. I think this is pretty funny, but here is a picture of all my splits. Can you guess where I hit the wall? I know the conditions weren't necessarily favorable to me, but I definitely think there's a lot I can improve on in the future. I'm happy to have recorded the whole experience and proud of my effort, and also very determined to come back better. Again, thanks to all the supporters, entertainers, and volunteers for making it such a great day. I really enjoyed myself. It truly was a humbling experience, which I look forward to doing again in the future. We'll see you then.